Hi, I'm Mike Serrano, Director of Product Marketing at CommScope, handling the Ruckus Wi-Fi and wired controllers as well as IoT portfolio.
And I'm Rick Freedman. I'm the Director of Product Marketing for the Ruckus ICX switches.
Rick, can you tell us why switching is important for Wi-Fi?
Sure, Mike. I think it's really important to understand the fact that to have a good wireless network, you really need a good switching infrastructure to support it. So, perfect example is we had a customer a school district that had purchased a brand new wireless network, and they brought it in, they deployed it, and they had all kinds of problems. They had packet loss, they had connectivity issues, they had reliability issues, and the problem was they had an older wired infrastructure underneath it. So they purchased an ICX switching infrastructure and everything works smoothly. Because what you really need is a balanced network. So to get good performance out of your wireless, first of all, you need good performance in your wired infrastructure because you need to be able to support all the data going through. If you want low latency, high performance, particularly as we're moving more and more to cloud-based applications, it's really important that that infrastructure can support it. And not just at the access level, but also as you move sort of up the network to aggregation and core, you need correspondingly good performance to be able to support that network. So, and as we move more and more and we see more customers moving to Wi-Fi 6, the fact that now you need to have connectivity not just gigabit, but multi-gigabit at the access, and again, up through aggregation and core to be able to match that performance. In addition, the other area that's really important is power. So PoE power. Of course, almost everyone is running their access points on PoE power, and the latest generation of access points really, to get the full performance out of their access point, needs more and more power. So they need more than 30 watts, more than PoE plus. So in fact, that's why the IEEE introduced a new standard last year, 802.3bt, which supports both 60 and 90 watts of power. Now, most of our competitors also offer 802.3bt, but almost all of them only offer it at the lower 60 watt level. Ruckus is actually one of the few vendors that offers the ability to support 90 watts of PoE power per port. Now, recognize there's not a lot that need that today, but it is coming. So more and more access points. In addition, we're seeing a lot of demand for PoE power from the switches to support things like the IoT devices and also some of the things, the more higher end pan, tilt, zoom video cameras as well.
So just to clarify, PoE is really providing power over the existing Ethernet cable. So as people deploy IoT networks, sensor networks, camera networks, door alarms, thermostats, they don't have to pull separate power just for that device. They're able to deliver that power over the existing Ethernet cable.
Exactly, because the cost to pull cable is pretty high. So the fact that they can run one cable instead of two saves them a lot of time and effort, as well as delivering the power that's needed.
Right, and pulling electrical circuit is even more expensive.
Exactly. The other key area is we talk about future-proofing. Call it flexibility, expandability, scalability. It's the ability to increase the capacity of your network. So one of the things to consider is that most customers are refreshing their wireless network about every 3 to 5 years. But their wired infrastructure, customers are looking to be able to have that last 7 to 10 years. So it's really important to understand that when you're bringing in a new switching infrastructure, that you're probably going to refresh your wireless network at least once during the life of that network. So it's really important to understand that you need to support not only what you need today, but what you think you're going to be needing down the road, and hence the need for things like the higher 90 watts of PoE power, the ability for upgrading to multi-gigabit access networks, as well as the aggregation and core at 40 to 100 gig backbone.
You make a really important point there. In this next technology turn, or the technology turn we are going through right now, which is to Wi-Fi 6 and IoT, it's important that not only your access points are the latest and greatest, but that your switching infrastructure is keeping up, because that will be the weak link in the connectivity story if you haven't upgraded your switches in a while.
And those are some areas where Ruckus is very strong with the ICX switches. But I think even more compelling is some of the stuff that we've done this year in unified management. I think you can talk to that because you've got the controllers.
Yes, so this has been an exciting year for Ruckus, the Ruckus portfolio. What we have done is we have integrated switch management into our controllers. As you know, controllers have been around for a while to manage Wi-Fi networks. They were designed because as Wi-Fi networks grew, the number of access points grew, and it became difficult to manage them. So we integrated all that management into a single box, single pane of glass, single point of management. Now, what we've done since we've brought the ICX portfolio into that Ruckus brand a few years ago, we've integrated the management of switches because we've also seen a growth in the number of switches within enterprise organizations. So now you are able, from a single controller, a single dashboard, manage both your wired and wireless infrastructure, saving you time and money, because you don't have to learn separate platforms. A lot of our competitors, what they have is a Wi-Fi controller and then a separate switch manager. And if there's a problem, you have to go between the two systems to figure out where the problem might be. With our integrated approach, you have a single dashboard, single platform, and you can quickly resolve the issue, saving time and money, and reducing the amount of systems that your IT staff has to learn.
Yeah, and I think that's a really important point, the fact that you don't have a controller and a manager of managers. So our competitors say they have one platform for managing wired and wireless, but they really are two, and they are separate because that manager can't really do all of the control that a wireless controller can do, unlike SmartZone, which truly is a network controller.
Right.
So that does, SmartZone available as a virtual machine or a physical appliance controller, we've had this out for a little while. I'm very excited. But it's not just SmartZone. We've actually integrated the unified management across our portfolio.
Right. So, like you said, it's SmartZone is available both as an appliance, as a virtual appliance, which can be either in a private cloud or in a public cloud. We also offer cloud management from CommScope. And now the Unleashed portfolio is also managed by SmartZone if you want to take that into the SmartZone management domain.
Okay, so really now what we've got is, much as we've been talking about for a few years now on our wireless, to be able to manage the wireless network with our controller, our cloud management platform, and our controller list Unleashed product. Now we've integrated switch management across that entire portfolio as well. So you've got unified management at the low end, in the mid-range, at the very high end. I think this really, in addition to the capabilities of the switches themselves, this is really a compelling reason why customers should be buying both the Ruckus ICX switches and the Ruckus access points together. It's really a no-brainer that if you're buying one, you should be buying both. Thanks, Mike. Thank you.